On this week's episode of Music Marketing Monday, we talk about the evil empire of marketing. How that hurts.
Information, inspiration, motivation for the modern musicpreneur.
Time to start your week right.
Here it comes, Music Marketing Monday, with your host, Bob Baker,
Mr. Buzz Factor,
and Billy Gryzak.
the music marketing mind.
Ready? Are you sure?
Set.
Here it comes. Swing, baby.
All right. Well, thank you so much for pressing play, downloading, whatever it is you do that got you here. Thank you. You are listening to Music Marketing Monday, the podcast, the only podcast that features me, the Music Marketing Mind, Billy Gryzak, and the godfather of music marketing, Bob Baker. How you doing, Bob?
Billy, I am doing great. Isn't it great to start off every week with a little positivity, a little marketing boost here? No more blah Mondays for us or for our listeners, right?
Yeah, I don't have a case of the Mondays anymore. You ever seen Office Space, Bob?
I have. I forgot that line.
Yeah, somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Yeah.
I just remember. I remember the lines about we're going to need you to come in on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, no more of that. No more dull, boring Mondays, man. It's ready to kick your music marketing in the butt. We've been doing that for the last couple of weeks, but we're getting off the butt this week. We got some new a new topic, right?
We do, and we're going to be talking about something that is common among creative people, and that is this sort of disdain, you might even say, for this marketing thing. I think last episode I was saying that you and I have sort of gotten comfortable with this marketing thing as a part of our lives, but a lot of creative people they consider it a necessary evil. And I'm sure you've run across this yourself.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea, and I don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
Right, but I do understand it because there was a lot of people know my story. There was a 10-year period where I published a local music newspaper here in my hometown of St. Louis, and I really loved that period of my life. But one thing I was not really thrilled about was the revenue came from ad sales, and so I was forced to sort of be an ad salesman, even though I had salespeople at different times. But I really never did enjoy the sales aspect of running my newspaper. I think you have a similar kind of view about sales versus marketing. Maybe
I do.
that.
Personally, I hate sales, and I mean, there's nothing worse than asking someone or begging someone to give you money. Honestly, it just there's something degrading or something about it. I don't know. I'm not really sure what it is, but I would much prefer, instead of asking people to buy my product or to use my service, I would prefer that they would come to me and ask me if they can buy my product, or if I would perhaps let them use my service. It's a totally different mindset. And I think once you get away from thinking sales, which I do think is really rough, and that might be the real evil empire, I don't know. But marketing to me is a much gentler way of getting people to call you or to find out about you so you can take orders instead of, having to be a salesman, Yeah,
I think you would even compare it to McDonald's, I think, in some
Well, yeah,
way.
I mean, think about it. McDonald's is one of the largest corporations in the world that makes tons and tons and tons of money, and it's, to the best of my knowledge, they don't have salespeople on the floor. They have order takers. When you go to McDonald's because they do such a great job of marketing to you, marketing to your kids.
Yeah, the kids. Yeah.
Yeah, marketing to everybody. Health people now with the salads and all that. They're trying to take over the coffee business from Starbucks and stuff, and they do all this marketing, not sales, marketing, to get you to walk in the store where their order takers can say, "May I help you?" And what else would you like?
Right. And I guess there's some lessons there for musicians, although I wouldn't recommend asking your fans, would you like fries with that? Or, although there's a lesson there, too, that we can get into maybe at some future point.
Actually, I've got a funny story about that, but we'll save it for another time. It involves hot dogs.
Okay, so make a note of that, folks. Billy's got a good hot dog story
The
for
best.
you. Wow, I can't wait. That's a cliffhanger if ever there was one.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, so we'll be here all week. So in the workshops I given over the years, quite often I will ask people. I said, how many of you in the room are uncomfortable with the idea of marketing and promoting yourself and selling your music? And to be honest, most of the hands go up, and then there's some people in there that are already comfortable with it and they're wanting to learn more and all that. But quite often, 80% of the hands in the room will go up. And then I'll ask, well, how many of you though are comfortable with the idea of sharing your music with people who would really love to hear it? And every hand goes up. Then everybody loves the idea of sharing their music with people. And so basically, I tell them, well, if you don't like the word marketing, you don't like the word sales, then just stop using it. But think of your efforts to spread your music as a strategic form of sharing. And it might seem like this is just wordplay, changing the words around, but to me, it's a whole different mindset. And if you have, and also realizing the value that your music, if you've played music out in any length of time, there has bound to have been some point where, or if somebody either in a live situation or they emailed you after hearing a song online, and they told you how much your song touched them or how much it meant to them. You don't really have to play out very long to get that sort of feedback from people. And when you realize the value that your music has, then you become an evangelist for it. You want to spread that good feeling to more people. That's really what drives you. It's not about standing up and go, hey, look at me, buy my stuff. It's about, I have something of value here, and the more I can get the word out and reach people who really need to hear it, the better off everyone's going to be.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the other thing that I don't understand too, and musicians and artists in general typically have a bit of an ego. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have an ego, because you have to have some type of an ego to make you feel like you can do it. You know what I mean? To drive you a bit. And some people have more ego attached than others. But even the most timid person that doesn't want to get out there and toot their own horn still has some form of pride or belief in themselves. And whatever that, again, here we go back to the big butt again. That keeps them from going over that line, crossing that line, because it's vital to cross that line. Otherwise, you're going to just be another one of those phenomenal people that is making fantastic art and the most incredible music in their basement, and we're never going to hear about you. You gotta get it out to the world and let people know what you're doing. A lot of people believe, that old movie, what was it, Field of Dreams? Right. If you build it, they will come. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. I believe if you build it and then you put a big sign outside with some flashing lights and streamers,
and then you go into the town nearby and hand out flyers on the street.
Yeah, you have a website. Yeah. then
market it and they will come.
Exactly, that's right. Market it, and they will come. Bob, that's beautiful.
I mean, it is true. If you create like just a remarkable YouTube video or an incredible song, there's a certain amount of organic traffic. If it's truly remarkable, you can get, that's the ideal situation, is we get people to spread the word for you. But most people need a little extra push, need to get that initial group of people to hear it so that they can spread it to a people. And so, it's just getting. And you mentioned the timid person earlier, and I hear a lot over the years too. People going, I don't have the sales personality. I'm not boisterous. I'm not loud and gregarious and all that. And I'm like, great, because that's not what marketing is all about. It's not about being loud and being like a used car salesman. It's being authentic to who you are, but it's just being able to communicate in your own way what's in it for the other person. And that's the key thing. It's not about talking about you. A lot of people, I don't like talking about myself. Great, because effective marketing is about talking about what's in it for the fan, what's in it for the venue owner, what's in it for the media person. It's really turning the tables and shining the light on them, not on yourself. I think when people start realizing that, it becomes a lot easier.
Absolutely. But here's a really good question, Bob. What exactly is marketing? What are the different things that you can do, and you are in other words, what are you doing already, Mr. or Mrs. Timid person, or the average musician, singer, songwriter, whoever, artist out there? What are you already doing that's marketing, and maybe you don't even think that is, just the act of starting a YouTube channel and posting a video. Guess what? You are now marketing. Bam! You did it.
And if you don't like the word marketing, if it makes you feel ill, just think, I'm now sharing my music. I'm now getting it out there to people who really need to hear it.
Right. Do you have a Facebook page? Are you posting, I'm recording a new song today? Guess what? Bam! You're marketing.
Exactly. And another thing, I think a lot of this also has to do with getting outside of your comfort zone. Like, so musicians are really comfortable with playing and songwriting, and they feel, I just want to focus on my art. And then the marketing thing is new to them, and it's confusing. I admit, even veterans like us are confused by it. You never quite get over that hump. But you just learn to get on friendly terms with it. But so I think it's a matter of people. It's outside their comfort zone. It's the unknown, and so they feel uncomfortable about it. But what I'd like to always remind people is think of it as like what it was like to learn to play your instrument. When you were learning to play the guitar, to play the piano, the first time you sat down to do that, it was not comfortable. It was awkward. Your fingers hurt. Your muscles weren't doing what but you didn't just give up and go, oh, this music thing is uncomfortable. I'm just not gonna. It's a necessary evil to play play my instrument, unless you were was really making horrid sounds on it, maybe. The unnecessary evil, but you worked through it. You kept on getting to where that you got beyond the mechanics of how to do it to where it became more fluid, and then you started making it an art and adding your creativity into the mix. And I believe that marketing, you can put as much creativity, and I know you feel the same way, Billy. You pour your energies and your creativity into that as much as the music.
Oh, well, for me, Bob, you paint. You're an artist. You paint.
Yes.
You're a singer. You're a songwriter. You're an author, and you're creative in every one of those endeavors. We're very similar. We do a lot of different things, and most of the contemporary musicians out there actually do a lot of things, whether they know it or not. Just the act of going online, of recording your music, whether it's with a computer or using other technology. You know what I mean? I mean, you do wear a lot of hats already, so the marketing thing is just one more, and you can be as creative as you want. See, for me, I love it because every day is a challenge for me, because I love a challenge, and I like having a purpose. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So whenever I, jump into a project, I think about the music, but I'm also kind of holistically looking at the whole thing. I'm thinking about the music, the how I'm going to record it, package it, market it, perform it live. I like to think about all those things at once, but that's just me. Some people don't put all their peas and their potatoes and their meatloaf and smush it all around on the plate like I do. Some people have to. It's true, right?
It's like the Billy Gryzak goulash.
Yeah, I mean, truly. I mean, you can learn a lot about people watching the way they eat. And then some people are methodic, and they have their peas over here, and they have their corn over there, and their potatoes over there, and the meatloaf, and nothing can touch. You know what I mean? My wife used to be like that, and that's fine too. You can compartmentalize all these different things, but you do have to address them in your own way.
And some people just want a TV dinner, a frozen dinner of marketing. Can I just pop something in the microwave and make it happen?
Guys, I'm sorry, but there is no magic TV dinner. There's no magic bullet. I mean, to be honest with you, the stuff that Bob does and I do is about as close as you're going to get. But unless you're willing to spend $1 zillion, you're going to have to you're going to have to help a little bit, okay?
Absolutely. So get on friendlier terms with it. You'll realize you got value, and that the more you you step up and make people aware of this good thing that you have, the more lives you're going to touch, the more you're going to benefit, and that will lead to sales. I mean, we could probably talk about. Yeah, we can all. There's a 3-part sort of steps to effective marketing that maybe we can put dedicate an episode to each of the 3 things. Maybe moving forward.
Why don't we just do that? Let's just do it. Let's. What are the 3 areas?
Yeah, it's the first chapter in the Guerrilla Music Marketing Handbook, and it's called.
Oh, the Guerrilla Music Marketing Handbook. Who wrote that?
Well, yours truly.
I love that book.
I was trying to slyly work it in without making it so obvious, but thank you for Mr. Marketer for pointing out my ploy.
Yes.
I've been found out. The evil empire is unraveling.
Yes.
So, but basically, when you take all marketing and sales activities and break them down to their most basic components, I believe they fall into one of three categories. Number one is creating awareness. That's the one that everyone is aware of. It's getting your name out there, putting up a website, putting up a flyer, poster, Facebook page, all that good stuff. It's just the getting into people's consciousness. Number two is really, really important and often overlooked, and it's creating relationships ideally with fans. So that's over time. You interact with them, you engage with them, you communicate with them by email, and this takes time so they come to know, like, and trust you. And then number four is the sales part, generating revenue, asking for the sale, and all the many ways that you can do that. And I'm not as squeamish about the sales process. I think you could, again, have fun with that. And if you jump right to the asking for the sale without having done those first two categories, you're going to hit a brick wall every time. But if you've created awareness, built those relationships, then it paves the way for asking for the sale and generating revenue. And so,
okay, so the sales was number 3, not number 4, correct?
It was 3, yes. There's
Okay.
just three steps in my evil plan.
Okay, great. Well, then here's what we'll do then. Let's go ahead and just put it in the books. If people knew how we did this podcast, they would just. I mean, hopefully we're entertaining right now. We're making you laugh a little bit, but we are. This is serious stuff here, I feel like we're kind of like, car talker George Carlin. George Carlin would, talk about really serious stuff, but he'd make you laugh while you're doing it. And the car talk guys do the same thing, So hopefully we're making you laugh. We're making you feel good on your Monday and making you, getting you motivated. But this is serious stuff. So we're going to do a 3-part series next. We just decided. That's it. That's what we're going to do.
So next 3 episodes?
We know what we're going to do, Bob. This is awesome.
Okay, cool.
Great. Now,
I love it.
Now we need homework.
Okay, well, it's getting more comfortable with. Let's let me just fly by the seat of my pants here. How about, again, awareness is the first step to making a true change in your life. So pay attention to when you start moaning about marketing, or when you start to refer to it as the necessary evil, and how can you reframe that? How can you position, use a different word or use a different attitude? Think about, instead of going, oh God, I got to post something on Facebook. It's like, man, how can I get this music into more ears?
I know, man. Everybody for 1 week, refer to it as making cookies.
Making cookies.
Everybody loves cookies, okay? So when you get up in the morning and, your wife or your bandmates or whatever say, so what do you got to do today, Bob? Hey, I got to make some cookies, man.
Or even better, eat some cookies.
Ooh. No. Make the cookies. Make your fans eat the cookies.
Okay, there you go. You're making cookies for your fans. Okay, I'm going to be making some cookies. And you can fill it. It could be chocolate chip. It could be macadamia.
All right, man.
Oatmeal,
fantastic.
Raisin.
I love oatmeal raisin cookies, man. Those are great. So there you go. So there's your homework. Your homework is to change the way you think. Don't use the word marketing for a week. Make cookies. And make really good cookies that your fans are going to love. And we want to hear your results. And there's lots of different ways you can do that. One of the best ways, of course, is to send out a tweet to what's our new hashtag, Bob?
The new hashtag is MusicMM for Music Marketing Monday. So it's the number or hashtag sign MusicMM, all one word.
Fantastic. And if anybody wants to reach you directly, Bob, how do they do that?
Well, I'm Mr. Buzz Factor. It's MR, BUZZ Factor on Twitter. The Buzz Factor with the at the beginning. TheBuzzFactor.com is the website. There's also another way that people can leave us a message. I just want to throw in there. I didn't even tell you about it, but there's this cool thing called SpeakPipe. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, Billy, but I've got a SpeakPipe account. If you go to SpeakPipe, so SpeakPipe.com/Mr. Buzz Factor with the MR Buzz Factor. There's a page there where you can actually leave using your phone or your computer with a microphone hooked up to it, and leave us a digital message that'll be sent, and we can actually play your comment on the show if you do it that way. But
dude, I'm all over that, man. That's great.
That cool?
What's it called again?
SpeakPipe.com.
Wow,
you can set up your own too.
That's awesome, man. Great. Have any other events or specials or anything going on we want to talk about?
No, I've got always posting something new on my blog and video clips over at thebuzzfactor.com. So you just never know what I'm going to be posting there. So check that out.
Awesome. And of course, you can find me at Music Market Mind on Twitter. You can check out my website at musicmarketingmind.com. And I, of course, have the world's greatest Facebook music career support group. If you'd like to join, just look us up. It's Music Marketing Mind on Facebook, and put in a request, and we'd love to have you. It'll be great. We've been doing a lot of events and stuff lately. And I guess the only other thing I'd like to plug is don't forget every Friday the Mad Music Marketing Minute podcast goes out. And this Friday coming up, we're going to have Dave Cool. Do you know Dave Cool?
I did. I met him at the Taxi Road Rally.
Cool.
He's with Bandzoogle.
Bandzoogle,
right?
yeah.
Things.
So he's going to be chatting about websites and it's really good stuff. So I hope you join us for that podcast. Actually, you just put out a new podcast, didn't you, Bob?
Well, basically, the Artist Empowerment Radio, I've actually melded, I've started feeding in these episodes of Music Marketing Monday into my Artist Empowerment Radio feed. And so I've been kind of reading some excerpts from the DIY Career Manifesto on that, and put out a new book podcast.
Oh, my.
So, this morning. But yeah, so I think we got plenty for people to consume now.
Sounds
for
great.
Now.
All right, well, until next time, I am Billy Grazak, the Music Marketing Mind.
Bob Baker from thebuzzfactor.com.
Hey, and we'll see you next week.
Have a great week. So long for now.
Make cookies.
Evil Empire.